Man, I really wish I had the best trail camera in the world. Oh wait, I do. It's an Exodus trail camera, guys. Do you want one? We're gonna give one away. Simple as this. Like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and comment for extra entries. If you're a subscriber, long-term subscriber, you know the drill. You know how this works. If you're new, that's how you do it. Simple as that. We're gonna give one of these bad boys away. If you want to win, like, comment, and subscribe. Free camera? Why not?
All right, guys, I'm excited for this one. This is a topic, honestly, I love talking about because, let's be honest, I like shooting deer, okay? But there is a right and wrong time to be shooting these does on your property. Let's say you have a big herd imbalance, and a lot of you do, okay? Maybe it's not as bad as you think. A lot of times people would say, I have a 10-to-1 ratio, in favor of does, 15-to-1, and that's really, from a biological standpoint, hard to do. I think what happens a lot of times is these does are moving a lot more than bucks might in daylight hours, so you might think that. Regardless, there's probably an imbalance, and that imbalance needs to be solved, taken care of, managed. And there's a certain buck to doe ratio that I'm going to go over in this given video that I like to see, implemented on properties if at all possible. And I will bet you've probably never heard this ratio before. It's not, hint, it's not the common 1-to-1 ratio. And I'm going to get into in depth about that, as well as when you should be shooting your does. But before we get there, we are booking clients right now. Whitetaillandmanagementservices.com. Go to the contact tab, send me a message if you're interested about learning more about your property, how to hunt more strategically on your property, how to plant certain food plots on your property, what timber stand improvement is right for your property, how to make money from your property, how to pull more bucks off your neighbor's property, all these good things. It is that time of the year in which we're starting to do visits, and so let's get something on the books. We're down near booked up. I can't even guarantee you that we're gonna have a slot for you at this point, but there are some openings left, so let's get something on the books for you. Number 2, head over to eurooptic.com, use code WLMSVTX 10. I'm pretty sure the code is in the description as well, but head over there, get yourself some money off of Vortex Optics. Otherwise, go over to vortexoptics.com, use code WLM20 for 20% off of all their apparel. Super cool stuff, and Christmas is coming. Get yourself some sweet Vortex apparel. Get your wife some, get your husband some. Let's get into it. When should you be killing does? So I have a client, maybe he's watching this video right now from, I'd say, I don't know, 3 years ago, maybe it was 2 years ago, I can't remember off the top of my head. He had one of the biggest herd imbalances that I've ever seen, to the point where, habitat was being demolished at the deer's level. It was really, really crazy. It was something that I would recommend almost going in and taking out 10 to 15 does off this property a year, and your 1 to 2 bucks that you were trying to hunt. And first of all, why are we doing that? Because, there's an old mindset that you should be holding all these does on your property so that the bucks come during the rut. Well, here's the thing: there's so much social stress and herd pressure at that point, or at the other points of the season, that bucks will not come to the property during September, October, December, and all these other times of the year. So you're really limiting your property to only having success in the month of November, and especially early in November. Like I said, we're all thinking about, have all the does, hunt the does in early November. Well, yeah, that's great and fine and dandy if you get your buck, but if you don't, you just limited your season down to 1 week. So if we have a more balanced herd, more bucks, or a more balanced herd, a better buck to doe ratio, basically, your property's going to be better throughout the entire season. So let's say you have a herd imbalance like this guy does, and you're looking for the perfect time to kill does. Well, one, your food plots are never going to do well with too many does. They're not going to be around long enough throughout the season if you have too many does, which means that your property's going to be less attractive to bucks when it's all said and done. So when is the best time to shoot does? Anytime you get an opportunity, if you have a herd imbalance, guys. I don't think a lot of you realize how big of an issue this truly is on your property. A lot of times I'll talk to clients, I'll look at the maps, I'll look at their current food plotting situation, and I'll say, this all adds up to me. This all makes sense to me. Why are you not seeing shooter bucks? And then they tell me they're seeing 10 does to 1 buck, 15 does to 1 buck. And although the herd imbalance might not be, the ratio might not truly be 15 to 1 or 10 to 1, there is an imbalance. And like I told you earlier in this video, guys, you're just not going to have the luck in other portions of the season. So anytime that you get an opportunity to kill a doe, especially in a really easy spot that you can get to, you don't have to impact the property too much, and you can get her out, absolutely do that. I know a lot of you don't want to have to worry about, cleaning the deer and taking care of the deer and stuff like that. Donate them. If you truly are serious about management, guys, you need to take your buck to doe ratio very serious. You can put all the food plots in the world. You can do all the strategizing you want, but if there's too many does on a property, it is one of the biggest limiting factors of any property that I see. So I told this guy, hey, it's time to shoot does whenever you get a good opportunity at shooting a doe. Granted, you'd like to wait for a buck, but let's be realistic. You go out there and you wait for a buck, but now you got to get down out of your stand. Your buck didn't come, but you're surrounded by 20 does. You're not getting out bulletproof. You pressured your property, those does blew. It's a never-ending cycle here, guys. So with that being said, what is the perfect buck to doe ratio? We gotta take care of this so that you're not getting busted nearly as often. And ultimately just having more success on your property throughout the entire season. So what is the perfect buck to doe ratio? In a perfect world, I would like to see about, give or take, 2, maybe even 3 bucks per 1 doe on a given property. And I know this seems a bit ridiculous, but here's the thing. We are encouraging movement, if that is the case. We are encouraging bigger bucks to move more and spend more time traveling and pursuing does if there are less does. Now, you don't necessarily want to be the property with absolutely no does because you waxed them all. There's a happy medium on every property, and this might not be the perfect ratio, but the concept makes sense. Let's say you're a single person, you're headed out to the bar and you're looking for a date. If you go to a bar, you go out and there's somebody, or there's a bunch of people that you're interested in at one bar. You don't have to leave that bar. You don't have to travel. Okay. Well, if there's only one person, 2 people, you got to go to the next bar. It's kind of a goofy way to think about it, but you're encouraging traveling by having a more balanced herd. If there's a bunch of does in one location, the bucks do not have to leave. They don't have to travel. They don't have to move as much in daylight, and therefore you're not going to have as much luck. So the other key point to trying to get that ratio closer to at least 1-to-1, 2-to-1, if not 3-to-1 in favor of bucks, is those younger bucks will never really breed. They'll never get an opportunity to, because those 2-year-olds will still, they'll be breeding a little bit, but those 3- and 4-year-olds and 5-year-old bucks will really be challenging each other and really traveling a lot more and out competing at the end of the day, those younger deer. And at the end of the day, that just makes for a better hunt. It makes for a better huntable property throughout the entire season. It makes for a better rut if it's all within balance. So in a perfect world, guys, you want to take out those does and have a good herd balance, a good buck to doe ratio. And if you can do that, you're going to have a more successful property as a whole, guys. So if at all possible, get that ratio closer to 3-to-1, 2-to-1, at least 1-to-1. And when is the best time to take a doe? Whenever you get the opportunity, if you have a herd imbalance. So if you guys like these tips, you like these videos, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you do that, we're always doing giveaways. And if you want to win our giveaways, you got to be subscribed, you got to be liking, and you got to comment for extra entries. So until next time, guys.